What's good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another Pete Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we have some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Nintendo Toy-Con Garage, Labo, yes Labo, we back on it, boys. So, Nintendo has revealed the Toy-Con Garage for the Nintendo Labo. Now, this feature that lets you create unique functions for Toy-Con. So it's a feature that lets you do that. So it's very interesting. So let's go ahead and get into the details here. Shout outs to Go Nintendo for the bullet points of information. So this will be available from the software's main menu. Starts out with an empty black screen. Select from a number of blocks based on input options for your Joy-Con. Connect them to other blocks based on output options. Add to it by connecting different actions and subsequent reactions and mapping them to existing Toy-Con projects. For example, a motorbike handlebars and a RC car can be used in conjunction. Remap the motorbike's standard acceleration function to the RC car's acceleration. This makes an RC car Toy-Con that can be driven with the handlebar Toy-Con. Assign a variety of unique functions to the Joy-Con controllers and Switch console as well. Design your own toys with the cardboard lying around the house. With a cardboard guitar, you can program it to meow like a cat depending on which string strings you strum. So this can actually be very, very influential down the line if Nintendo, in terms of this whole Labo thing, works out. Think of all the different types of creations that you can do, because this is essentially like basic programming, you know what I'm saying? Basic programming, and it seems to be like a little bit more of an advanced like hybrid of arts and crafts and programming or electronics. They're like putting that together, and after looking at this right here, in addition to some of the other things, this is absolutely genius. Now, I know a lot of people talk about Labo, they cry and complain because it's mainly adults that are complaining about this and saying why are they doing this and all that. But if you look at the landscape of just talking about everything, we're talking about kids, we're talking about toy channels, we're talking about what's going on YouTube. Another thing that a lot of you guys probably don't watch because maybe a lot of you guys don't have kids, but toy channels are big on YouTube, like huge on YouTube. There are a lot of very successful toy channels that get a lot of views. And the toy channels, they're gonna get this Labo. Nintendo's going to send it out. And I watch these toy channels with my daughter all the time, whether it's Ryan's Toy Review or Cookie Swirl C or any of these other toy channels, Disney Car Toys. All of these people are very popular with millions upon millions of subscribers. And if Nintendo sends these Labos out with all of these different creations and just lets them play around with it, I'm telling you, this could blow up bigger than anybody could imagine. I'm thinking Nintendo's going to, because Nintendo did send like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and a couple of other of their bigger name games to these toy channels, and I think that really helped. And I feel that this Labo could really blow up on the toy channel side of things, from people just creating all different types of things and the toy channels and the kids just playing with it. Honestly, I think it has that potential, so we'll have to wait and see on that. So what do you guys think about this Toy-Con basic programming type of deal, depending on what Nintendo does with it? Like, let me know your thoughts, and if you're going to be putting together your own Labo creations with cardboard lying around the house, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next article here, Square Enix is hosting a Dragon Quest Builders 100 Landscapes contest, The Road to Builders 2. So I like what they're titling this already. This seems like it's going to be very interesting. So, Builders 100 Landscapes contest, The Road to Builders 2. The broadcast will be on February 16th at 20 JST. Details on the Dragon Quest Builders 100 Landscapes contest will be revealed. It'll be airing on YouTube and Nico Nico like always. Anyone who owns the Nintendo Switch version of Dragon Quest Builders will be able to participate in the contest. So it's going to be cool to see who wins this and to see all the different creations, because that's one of the cool things about Dragon Quest Builders. It's part RPG Dragon Quest, part Minecraft style of game. So you can have complete segments to where all you're doing is just building, you're just collecting materials, you're just building up your base camp. But then you can have also a lot of segments where you're going out, adventuring, questing, getting materials, fighting enemies, forging weapons. So I like that hybrid, that mix of the old school traditional RPG, action RPG with the Dragon Quest elements and with Minecraft, because I think Minecraft has an addictive style of play. Minecraft's aesthetics are just horrible in my opinion. I've never liked the art style that Minecraft has had. I've never been a big fan of it, but Dragon Quest Builders has taken the gameplay that I do like in Minecraft. I'm not crazy about it, but it does take that gameplay but puts it into a setting, puts it into combat, and puts it into something that I like a lot more. So Dragon Quest Builders is high on my radar on the Nintendo Switch. I have the PlayStation 4 version, and yo guys, I'm really excited to watch this competition in addition to picking up the game. It's launching on February 9th, so it's going to be here next week. It's going to be here, Dragon Quest Builders. I'm going to be picking up my copy at Best Buy Gamers Club. Let's go, $39. So I'm looking forward to playing a lot of Dragon Quest Builders. We'll probably stream some gameplay for you guys, just like I streamed Dragon Quest Builders on the PlayStation 4, because it's a great game to stream and relax and kind of talk to the chat. Like, it's one of those games where you don't have to focus like super crazy about everything, and you can actually just have a great stream and just relax and just play the game and have fun. So I'm looking forward to doing that quite a bit with Dragon Quest Builders on the Nintendo Switch, and of course playing the game portably as well. So what do you guys think about Dragon Quest Builders in terms of this competition and the game coming out February 9th? Coming out pretty soon here, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving into some Final Fantasy 15 news. We've got the Final Fantasy 15 Windows benchmark tool that's now available to get you prepped to see how your rig is going to handle Final Fantasy 15, the Windows edition on PC. So you can optimize your PC ahead of the game's release. Now, Square Enix has released a benchmark tool for Final Fantasy 15 Windows edition to help users optimize and prepare their PC to get the best possible experience when the game launches. The benchmark tool is available via the following links that you can find in the description below, because it is sorted upon area that you live in. Now, Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition supports native 4K and 8K resolutions with HDR10 and Dolby Atmos, which I have no clue what half of that stuff that they just said. I heard of 4K native, but 8K resolutions, I know that was a thing, but I didn't know that was going to be supported here. On top of that, HDR10 and Dolby Atmos, I mean, I've never heard of those two, so that's crazy. I've heard of HDR, but not HDR10, so awesome stuff there for tech heads. So as well as ongoing mod support, that's also going to be part of it too. And if you missed it last month, you can read up on the game's minimum recommended and 4K HDR specifications, link in the description below. A lot of crazy stuff here, especially for you hardcore PC guys. I mean, this is going to be great if you have an 8K TV or 8K monitor, and if you have HDR and you have a big, nice, beefy PC. I mean, this is going to be a great experience. This Windows edition has all the content, has the character swapping, has the episode Prompto, Gladius, Ignis. It has all of that built into there, all of the DLC, the season pass. I mean, at 60 frames per second, at 4K, I mean, imagine the type of craziness that's going to be going on. I don't have the PC to run that, obviously, and I think a large majority of people do not have the PC and also the internet connection needed to download this in a timely fashion, on top of everything that you need to get the most out of it. But seriously, for all those who do, please let me know how it is, because I played Final Fantasy 15 on my Xbox One S, and obviously it was nowhere near the type of level of performance that you're going to get on the PC with the decked out rig. As far as what they're talking about here, they're talking about technology that I've never heard of. I mean, it's just crazy here. So for those who do have that type of specifications or that type of rig, let me know how your benchmarking works out in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on the matter, or if you're just interested in playing the PC version, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving to the final article here, we have a fantastic statement from Nintendo President and CEO Tatsumi Kimishima, and he has stated that Nintendo wants to extend the Nintendo Switch's lifespan to over 6 years. So shout outs to Nintendo Soup for the article here. So Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima has intentions to support the Nintendo Switch beyond the usual home console lifespan. Speaking to Japanese financial paper Nikkei, Kimishima said that he wants to continue selling Nintendo Switch in more than just 5 to 6 years. In other words, he wants to continue to support the Nintendo Switch beyond 2023, thus granting it a longer lifespan than past Nintendo home consoles. It could be supported for 7 to 10 years. Now, most home consoles Nintendo has released have lifespans between 5 to 6 years. For example, you have the GameCube from 2001 to 2006, the Wii from 2006 to 2012, and the Wii U from 2012 to 2017. And I think that the difference with this one here is also the hybrid nature. I mean, I know it's something that I say quite a bit, but it is because Nintendo's actually supported handhelds for longer than the normal span of time. You know, like for example, the Nintendo 3DS, that's going on its 7th year now at this point. So I think that it just makes sense that they're going to support it longer than that, just because of what they've been doing. Their last portable system dedicated one was the Nintendo 3DS. They're supporting it for longer, and it's paying off because the Nintendo 3DS is insanely cheap to manufacture, and they're still selling a lot of units, millions of units of hardware and software every single year, and had a big December when it comes to the NPD and in Japan. And then if you look at the Nintendo Switch, it makes sense that they're going to support this. But you know what this also says is that the hybrid nature of the Nintendo Switch, having the option to play portably, having the option to play on your TV as well, is the future. That Nintendo is going to be going forward with the Nintendo Switch, and I'd probably say that backwards compatibility or going forward with Tegra is also going to be part of it. Now, we did hear that Tegra, as far as Nvidia, the CEO did say that, yeah, we're looking to have like a 20-year relationship with Nintendo. So yes, that means long-term. That means long-term support when it comes to tools and what they need to do with the Tegra chip and expanding upon that. Now, what I can see for Nintendo in terms of the next hybrid that they do or something like that is that they're actually going to take it and potentially even make a chip with Nvidia as far as a custom chip or SoC in order to put in their next system, or maybe the system after that, because there are some pretty good chips as far as Volta and some of the other ones that are coming out that Nintendo could use for like a refresh, like in 4 or 5 years or something like that, like a new Nintendo 3DS type of deal, but with the Nintendo Switch. So basically this is great news, because to me it says that, one, the hybrid nature, portability is going to be a factor for them going forward for the long term, and it also shows, combining with what Nvidia said, that Nintendo is going to continue with that relationship. And obviously it makes sense, right? Look at the Nintendo Switch, it's doing really well, and I don't see Nintendo stopping that. Why stop something that's working? I think they finally have a hook, they finally have something that they can build around, and the gimmicks are not the core part of the system. For example, like Labo or other things that they're going to do, because they talked about other peripherals. Those can all just be extra that you can add on to the Nintendo Switch because of how just basically unique it is. Whereas before, in the past, Nintendo's always kind of forced in those gimmicks with the system. Now they're doing it separately, and the hook is something that's universally accepted for the most part. Portability, that's something that everyone for the most part wants when it comes to Nintendo systems and when it comes to tech in general. People like cell phones, people like tablets, people like laptops, people love mobility and being able to take tech on the go. So it just makes sense that Nintendo's going to continue with this, and it gives us confidence that Nintendo's not only going to support the Switch for a long time with great games, but also going to continue with the hybrid nature, and that's going to be basically the focal point, to me, in my opinion, if they're going to continue with this for the next 7 to 10 years. Stripping away that ability to have any game that you want anywhere won't really sit well with fans going forward if the next system that they put out isn't necessarily something that you could do that, or at least be able to transfer your games to your Nintendo Switch. So I think there's going to be some type of huge interconnectivity, or being able to play games seamless on your Nintendo Switch or mobilely anywhere that you want. That's pretty much the future for Nintendo, so good to see that. So what do you guys think about what Kimishima had to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube Live gaming page. Consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emails via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below. Consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you for the next video. Peace.